Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Janine. All the regulars so far. A little bite time here. Yeah, we've had some rain here for the last couple of days too. It's really lowered the temperature a little bit, which is really nice because we've been, all summer it's been above 100 degrees with, a couple of days, exception. But we're down like into the upper 80s, low 90s right now because of the rain we had. We're going to be back into the low 90s for a while, but I think we're finally past the real heat. That's one of the things I like about Texas. About the time you get tired of the weather, it changes. Although I think we're coming close to the end of pool season too, right? No more pool season. Yeah, that's how it works. Good morning, Jerry. Yeah, I'm ready for fall. Change is good. Thank you, Ron. That's Bite. He's my co-host here. His sister is really, really shy, so she kind of hangs out in her bedroom. But sometimes she'll make an appearance. Good morning, Darth. How are you doing? How's everybody doing this morning? Ready for another fun-filled live stream? This guy clearly is. He's just looking for a place to take a nap. Your sister has a diluted calico cat. Is that one where the colors are kind of muted? Do I miss California? Not for a second. I mean, I was there a little over a year ago for my mom's birthday, and I mean, there was one point where Beth's father brought me down to pretty close to the beach, and I admit that the beach smell was nostalgic, but other than that, no. There's Eric. Hey, Eric. The job promotion, it just kind of keeps getting delayed here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Uh, we keep talking about it more and more yet. But nothing official yet. So we're just keeping the fingers crossed. I guess the boss had the last interview this past week, so hopefully he'll make up his mind and we'll hear something pretty quick. Not management, but a lead, and that's an important step. My boss has said on several occasions he sees a point where I may be his boss. So I don't know. We'll see. Eric's still in bed. You're lazy, Eric. It's time to get up and do a live stream. Yeah, and even the cool summers. I mean, I guess if you're in San Diego, that's a little bit different. I was a little further inland when I lived in California, and so, a lot of the summers and even the fall included like Santa Ana conditions where it got really hot and dry, and we called that fire season. See, that's what you had in California. You had fire season and you had earthquake season. Although earthquakes can kind of happen anytime, but I don't know. That was the joke. They're nice areas. The problem with California isn't the state itself; it's just the people. California is a beautiful place. I mean, there's mountains, there's deserts, there's beaches, it's every kind of environment in California. It's just, the people who ruined it. My sister lives up in the Folsom area, and that's a really pretty area. The national park Yosemite, or yeah, Yosemite is there. That's a beautiful area. The beaches are great. The deserts are great. The mountains are great. The people suck. That's just the way it is. Funny, I look all washed out this way. I look kind of gray, and but then I get more color when I aim the camera head on. Funny how that works, huh? Depends on where you are in California to get to Vegas. It was about a 4 hour drive, but the way I drove it, I usually made it about two and a half. When you get out on 15 there, there's nothing out there. So you can open it up a little bit. When I say the people, what are they like? There's just too many of them, and they're nasty, and they'd rather stab you in the back than say hello to you. That was the first thing I noticed when I came to Texas is how nice the people are. Though I to this day it still surprises me when I'm driving by some stranger on the road and they just wave at you. It just that doesn't do any. It just you don't see any of that in California. Well, that was a part of it too, Ron. When I left California, it was horrendously expensive. I mean, my parents talked about when they bought their house in 1964 and they paid 25,000 for it. They sold it for what 800,000 or something like that. I bought my house in 95, 1996. No, it was 1997 for 186,000. And when I left 20 years later, I sold it for more than six. Yeah, Presidential Library in Simi Valley is beautiful. I've been there a couple times. Jordan loves Presidential Library, so we went there a couple times. Uh, well, I went once with him, and then I've been there a couple times with my parents. Homecoming week next week at school, huh? All right. I didn't get a whole lot of parking or speeding tickets in California. Is it tax free when you sell your house? No, nothing is tax free in California. Is it humid in Texas? It can be. It can be very humid because we're right off the Gulf of Mexico. But I'm a couple hundred miles inland, but it still gets humid here. But and probably more humid than most people are used to. But you get used to it, and it's a little less humid right now because of the way the breeze is coming. But yes, we can get some real good humidity here. Ah, that hit the spot. Speaking of humidity, that wasn't my experience in California. I got pounded on taxes the first year or the year that I sold my house. We do get tornado weather here. In fact, if you watched the episode where I walked through this house the first time when I was buying it, um, the first one of the things I noticed that really almost kind of sold me on the house was that there was a storm shelter in the garage. So I thought when I moved here that and got a house that I might have to put a storm shelter in. So that was one of the selling points when I bought this house. And I've had a couple. There've been a couple of tornado warnings, including a couple of times where the tornado sirens had gone off in the area. I live streamed one of them a couple of years ago. I'm going to keep the escaping the mouse logo. It'll start off with a logo like it does, and then I'll kind of fade into scenes of some of the things I've done. I'm thinking about actually kind of starting to work on that video today. Yeah, the final decision is the song "Get in the Car and Go." That's the one we chose. In terms of the final phase of the voting, it was 2-1 favorite. So yay, live stream! Woohoo! Yeah, I think the song is about 40 seconds long. I don't know. There have been a number of people that have said that I should just keep it the way it is. They like it with the 5 second escaping the mouse logo and then going right into the video. We'll play with it a little bit, see what happens, and I'm not against the idea of maybe switching back. That could conceivably happen. We'll see. We'll play with it a couple weeks and see what people think. Any more rocks? Yeah, this is my latest collection here. This is another piece of labradorite. I've got a couple of small, what they call palm stones for labradorite, but I've been looking at this piece basically since I went into the rock shop the first time. Every time I've gone in there, I've looked at this piece and think, okay, I got to get that. I got to get that. And every time I've found something I like better, and so, but last time I got that, so that's my new piece. I just love I love how it glows. I love the different layers and how it all kind of reflects in the light. That's just a really cool piece. So yeah, that's my latest piece right there. See if we can. Yeah, that looks nice. Got to aim it just right. Get the lights just right. Meow Wolf was awesome. Oh man, yeah. I mean, like I said, I shot 70, almost 70 minutes of video on that, and it's you really got to check it out if you ever get a chance to check one out. There's four of them. There's the one in Santa Fe, New Mexico. There's one in, I think it's Denver, Colorado. There's one in Las Vegas, and there's the one here in Dallas. And it surprised me that the one in Dallas was in a mall. But it's funny, that mall is an unusual mall because you think of malls as like shopping, a bunch of shopping centers, but that had a mini golf place in it. It had like a big arcade in it. It had an aquarium. I wanted to go to the aquarium. I was going to try and do that the same day, but the aquarium wasn't open yet. It had a an escape room in there that you could do, and of course it had Meow Wolf. So it looks like a lot of the malls, or some of the malls, are kind of transitioning to, instead of being shopping, being kind of family entertainment centers. And that's cool. Yeah, I have a Uber Light Rock. Here, I'll show it to you. I actually got them looking for rocks. I couldn't go a couple of weeks ago because they were closed and they were out shopping for new stuff. And one of the things I was looking for, because I've told them, they focus a lot on like minerals and stuff like that. They're into a lot of like healing crystals and stuff like that. A lot of that metaphysical stuff that I'm not really into. And they got a lot of like shaped rocks. And this was one of the first pieces I got. This is a piece of Uperlite that's been shaped into a pyramid. And yeah, it's really cool. Look what happens when you hit it with an ultraviolet light. But I've been telling them, I'm a good enough of a customer now that, I can make requests for things, and they'll go find things for me based on what I like. And what I want is a piece of raw Uperlite. They got, everything they have, is stuff that's been shaped into something like this. And like I said, I like stones that are more natural. And I know that stuff's got to be out there because somebody's taking the natural stones and shaping them. So they're on the lookout for me, and hopefully I'll find a nice piece of Uperlite that's just a raw stone versus something like this. This is cool, but nature didn't do this. Some person did this. How's my mom? My mom's doing good. I guess she's been kind of visiting with family lately. Um, I guess my niece went and visited her and stuff like that. She's still, I think, in the physical therapist place, but I think her spirits seem to be up. She likes the fact that it's cooling off a little bit. She says it's starting to feel a little bit like fall now, and so my mom is doing well. Just made a cup of iced coffee. I've never had iced coffee. I'm not a coffee person, so I've had 2 cups of coffee in my life and wasn't really into either of them. Get some kryptonite. I have some kryptonite. You want to see my kryptonite? At least it looks like what they use in the Superman movies. I've shown this piece before. Yeah, that's my kryptonite. This is another one that's really cool because this one reacts really cool in ultraviolet light too. And the camera's kind of getting washed out, but it's a naturally green stone, but it like fluoresces really purple. The camera can't even do justice to it, so all you see is kind of washed out, but it looks really purple when you hit it with the ultraviolet light. So that's cool. Yeah, that's my kryptonite. Okay, pull this back in here. Got all these TV trays here to pull this off. Takes 3 TV trays to do a live stream. What's dark magic coffee? Sounds kind of evil. No, well, I might do it a couple times, but the nature of the job has changed right now because uh, I'm working more hours, and one of the things that was kind of necessary to do Silo Screams is the job. I get off of work at 7:30. I really, literally needed to blast out of there at 7:30 to get up to or get down to Temple by 8 o'clock, which is when Silo started, and I can't guarantee that I'm going to do that anymore. So um, I don't know. I might do it a couple times, but it's not going to be a going every week kind of thing like it's been in the past. I did get something cool from John at Silo Scream, so he sent me this in a text message the other day. There's going to be a billboard going up here in Waco, and yeah, that's me right there. I'm going to be on a billboard in Waco. I even know where it's going to be, so it's going up in a couple weeks, and I'll definitely show it to you when the time comes. But that's going to be an ad. See, that was how I got into Silo Screams the first time to begin with. Is that I saw a billboard for it, and I said, "Oh, I love Halloween. I got to go up to um, go up and check that out and see if I can vlog it." Well, I got there and it said no filming inside, and I wasn't sure how busy it was going to be. So I was up there like an hour early, wandering around the grounds. And John came out and he saw me and said, "Oh yeah, man, we're not open yet. You're gonna have to go outside. Either that, or we're gonna put a mask on you." And it's like, well, that doesn't sound so bad. And like a couple of weeks later, I was working at the place. That was how it all started. And I've had a blast doing it. It's just, it's hard to. Wow. I just noticed there's like a big ball of ice. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a big ball of ice in the water in the middle of my water here. I guess I left it in the freezer too long. I love it when the water's cold though. So yeah, some point he said it was supposed to go up. What did he say? October 9th or something, which seems kind of weird. That seems like that would be a little bit late because you think you want to have it up. Yeah, it goes up on October 9th. So you think you'd want to have it up before that because I think next weekend is opening weekend. But I told him, when I went there, went to the Comic Con a couple months ago. He was there, and I kind of mentioned that I didn't know how much I was going to be able to do it this year because of my job. And he says, "Well, we still maybe want you to come up and do a video." So, that'll be cool. Got these side conversations going on right now about coffee here. That's cool. It doesn't have to be about me. I'm not the only one here. Hi, Susan. How are you? Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, Eric. I'll shoot another promotional video. It's funny, the first promotional video I shot for them, 4 years ago, is like my number 10 or number 11th most popular video ever. And it's funny when you get around Halloween because he still has all the videos I've done for him on the Silo Screams page on their website, and so um, you know, every Halloween I get a boost because that's when people start looking at that and start looking at the stuff that's on there. I've been something different every year. I think the most common thing I've been at a couple times is their creepy dentist, and I've done that a few times. But I've been in one of the rooms operating on a dismembered patient. I've been Freddy Krueger. I've been last time I was the pig face boy, walking around with my stick, beating on things and chasing people around. Yeah, I've been a butcher once. They move me around. That's kind of fun. Sometimes I was just a person that did jump scares too. I think that was the first year I was just jumping out and scaring people. That was when I could go. That was before I had the job and could be there a little early and have them put actual, professional looking makeup on me. When I blast in at the last minute, I got to do it myself. You're going to be Stevie Nicks for Halloween this year. That's awesome. Can you sing? I consider doing a follow up to the J. I don't know what else I would do with a JFK video. I mean, the only thing that I missed that I wish I could have done was gotten into Lee Harvey Oswald's boarding room. And it was, if I planned ahead of time, I might have been able to work it out. But I called on the day that I was there when I was actually standing in front of the house, and it turned out the woman who owned the place was just out of town that day, so I couldn't. Yeah, Home Depot usually starts Halloween about now. I haven't been to Home Depot in a week or two, so we'll have to maybe check it out. There's also a new Halloween and Christmas store that opened up. There used to be like a Spirit Halloween that occupied a kind of empty store building around here that I'd go and visit. And a couple years ago, that place got bought out by a place that I guess sold. It was called Bin Drop, and they sold a bunch of like stuff that got returned to Amazon warehouses and stuff like that. But that didn't last. And now there's a Halloween and Christmas store in there, and I don't know. They've got some fun stuff in there. I'm hoping, since the store is relatively new, I give them a little time, that maybe they'll have more stuff in there, because I noticed there still were a whole bunch of shelves that they had that were empty. But thinking I'll check them out again. I went there last weekend, and it's a good start. So we'll see. I must vlog the Halloween buying guide. I do want to figure out what I want to do for Halloween, get something new and better. There's actually a place online that John from Silo Screams guy gets a lot of his stuff from, and it's a little bit more high tech than some of the stuff you get at Spirit Halloween. So I might check that out and do something that way. You've been doing promo videos for your school. They recently played stuff during the fifth period class. That's cool. I guess people just don't decorate as much for Thanksgiving. There's people like me who go all out for Halloween and Christmas. So, oh yeah, Halloween was always my favorite. Even when I was a kid, my bedroom was right next to the front door, and you had the porch, and my bedroom window was right there. So I was always the person that was putting spooky music in the window and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been a huge Halloween fan for as long as since I was a kid. When from the point where I got to be too old to go out do trick or treating anymore. Which, I mean, I think that was kind of a rip off, because it's the big kids that are all the fun with Halloween these days. How's my mom? My mom's doing well. She's still in the rehab place, but she's getting a lot of visitors, and I guess she likes the fact that it's starting to cool off a little bit, so she can go outside and enjoy the fall weather. Ever seen the movie Salem's Lot? Yeah, I have a copy of it on DVD. The original one with like Gary Busey, right? That was Salem's Lot, wasn't it? Yeah, I used to wear costumes. I mean, when I was a kid, we went trick or treating and wore costumes and stuff like that. But um, when I would do Halloween in the yard, no, I wouldn't do costumes so much. Well, actually, not at all. There was one time though that Jordan came down and he wanted to do Halloween with me, and he dressed up in a gorilla costume here. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. So I had him going out scaring people. It was really weird too because I'd have a cemetery and then there was a gorilla running around. It doesn't have to always make sense here, but I thought it was kind of funny. Let's see here. Photos, albums. I gotta see if I can find it. I got so many pictures here. A lot of albums of places I went with Jordan. Is that it? No, that's a Halloween, but that's the wrong one. I thought I had a Halloween picture. Is that it? Maybe there's been one of my profile pictures or something here. No, I don't see it right off the bat. Let's look under profile pictures here. Maybe it was there. Oh, there he is. Yeah, that was Jordan dressed up as a gorilla one year for Halloween. I was looking at my cell phone so much here. Let me see what I missed here. Yeah, I'm the kind of the same way, Lindex. I mean, I always buy an enormous amount of candy for Halloween, with plans of giving it all out. I'll buy two big giant bags of candy, and when I give candy, I don't just give one or two things to people. I'll grab handfuls. I think Carrie was his first one, but yeah, Salem's Lot was great. The book. I mean, a lot of cases, his books are better than his movies. I watched the one where Jordan did the vlog on Somewhere in Time. I never really liked the movie. I thought the movie was kind of boring. That was the one with Christopher Reeve where he wishes himself back in time. Yeah, that one wasn't. I love time travel movies, but I don't think that one. I don't think that one was one of my favorites. You think it was the best vlog he's ever done, huh? Interesting. After that, you watched the movie. He vlogged that just a few days ago, I think was Somewhere in Time. See, there was a movie I liked called Time After Time. I always confused the two, but I think Time After Time is a great movie. That was a story about um, H.G. Wells. Uh, Back in his time, turned out he was friends with Jack the Ripper, and um, when Jack the Ripper was doing his thing, and uh, H.G. Wells had invented a time machine and was going to go forward in time to the future where it was a socialist paradise, and Jack the Ripper gets cornered and jumps in the time machine, and jumps forward to America to modern day San Francisco, and H.G. Wells has to go chasing him, and it's a great movie. I like that one. It's funny. No one goes trick or treating around there. Yeah, I mean, maybe you just got to put up a killer Halloween display, Eric, because I last year was the first Halloween that I'd been home because I always did Silo of Screams on Halloween, and so I hadn't been home. But last year I was home, and I don't know. I probably had 100 kids come to the house. Oh yeah, Jordan's an amazing YouTuber. He deserves all of the success he's had. Your favorite Stephen King was Thinner. Thinner was a great book. The movie was horrible. Oh yeah, it was definitely a romantic movie. Very young Mary Steenburgen was in that. She was great. She was H.G. Wells' love interest. Christine was a great book too. The movie was average. Never really been into graphic novels. Oh, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, I had people that came year after year to my place in California. They'd come from miles around to see my house. In fact, a couple of the neighbor kids, when they grew up, they said, "Oh yeah, I remember coming to your house as a kid." Yeah, that made me feel old. But I love doing Halloween. I love giving away the candy. I love interacting with the neighbors that way. I met more of my neighbors then than any other time. So, that's just me. I'm not somebody to sit out and interact with people that much. But if they're coming to my house to check out Halloween, that was fun. Yeah, I don't do big candy bars. I do, the little Halloween candy stuff. But like I said, I give away lots of it. You're gonna replace the recliner in your room with a shoe rack? I don't know. I guess you got to set your priorities, man. But I don't know what I'd do without my recliner. I don't really need a shoe rack. That's what the floor is for. Of course, then again, I got to admit, I never had a recliner in my room. It would be fun to have kind of a Halloween themed train scene. Maybe Nightmare Before Christmas or something that could transcend both holidays. There's a company out there that has a whole bunch of uh, National Lampoon Christmas Vacation scenery, but it's like really, really expensive. But it's really, really nice stuff. Well, I'm hoping that if I do Halloween over and over again, that it will inspire other people to do this stuff too. I know I had that effect in my neighborhood in California for Christmas. and just to a lesser extent on Halloween also. Because when I started doing Christmas lights, for instance, I was the only one on my block that was doing Christmas lights. The last year I was there, uh, there were more Christmas lights on my block than every other block in the neighborhood in the community combined. You're a shoe addict, huh? Well, you could always become Al Bundy and go sell women's shoes. An Oogie Boogie figure. Yeah. I don't know if the well, for you mean for the train village, right? What do I do for Thanksgiving? Eat. I don't really decorate for holidays that much, except for Christmas and Halloween. And in fact, last year when I put the Christmas tree up, that was the Christmas first time I've done Christmas in the house in forever, really. I think last time I had a Christmas tree was before I bought my house in California when I was in an apartment. And I like getting a Christmas tree because I get like a 12-foot Christmas tree because I had vaulted ceilings in the house or in the apartment in California. So I buy a 12-foot Christmas tree, drag it up the stairs into my apartment. Your dad always overdid it on Christmas. Yeah, I sort of do that too. Am I going to go see my mom this year? I don't know. We'll see. There's so much going on with work right now. It just makes it really difficult. I haven't taken any vacation time this year. When will I add all the new buildings to the Christmas set? Maybe around Christmas. I don't know. Um, you recall last year I kind of extended the board on the table over there to make the train set go a little bit, more out into the house. I've been thinking of setting something on top of that so that I could build an actual, you know, city landscape on there, roads and hills and trees and stuff like that. But I got to figure that out. I got to do some thinking about that because I really would like to have it just be more than train going around in circles with a couple of houses um, and on a piece of felt. It's just I'd like to do something more with that, but I don't know if I'd leave it up all year round. That's part of the problem, and I don't know. We have to figure that out. Oh yeah, I love having a house over an apartment. I'm I'm building equity in the house. I can do whatever I want here. It's my place. You can't do that. You're making somebody else rich in an apartment. You don't have a whole lot of decision or say what you do. Yeah, well, that's it. I'd like to, do some of the, get some trees and tunnels and bridges and build like a little city and roads and all that. See, that was part of what asking for the people and the cars and the stuff like that were on the Amazon wish list. And maybe putting it in the cat's room will be something that I do, when the cats are gone. They're old, they're 16 now. They seem to be coming along fine, but eventually, they're going to be gone. And maybe that's what'll end up happening is we'll end up doing it in there. Yeah, yeah, with chicken wire, because this is all, a lot of this train stuff. I've told you before. It was partly inspired by, what my dad did, because my dad kind of got into trains a little bit. He was into them a little bit when he was a kid, and I inherited his train set from when he was a kid. But he also did some stuff around Christmas later in his life. But a lot of it was inspired by a neighbor who lived across the street and a couple houses down in the house I lived in when I was growing up, who had half of his garage filled up with a model railroad set. And I mean, it was, there was hundreds of feet of track, and the trains whipped around. There were buildings and there was tunnels and hills, and he spent a whole bunch of time on this, and a lot of it is inspired by that. Yeah, need some little caps. There you go. Needs a wife. Yeah, probably true. But I don't know. I wouldn't have as much fun if I had a wife, I think. I can spend my own money. Hey, Tracy. Do I know a lot of folks leaving California? Yeah, I was one of them. It's funny. One of the people I work with at work also left California, and she used to work at Disneyland too. We both ended up at the same place in the same department on the same shift. And about a year or two before I left California, one of my neighbors uh, moved out, and he came to Texas too. I don't know exactly where he went in Texas, but I remember him saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to Texas," and I said, "Yeah, I wish I could too." And I mean, I've been thinking about doing that for a long time. I have thought about getting a dog, but I don't think it would be fair to a dog, because I work so many hours. Maybe if I get to the point where I retire, I'll think about it. But I'm gone 12 hours a day, 3 or 4 days a week. That just wouldn't be fair for a dog. Dogs are more sociable. Cats, they can, especially when there's two of them, they're more independent and are better off on their own. Yeah, I know where Santa Cruz is. See, Washington State is a really beautiful place, but I think it suffers from the same problem that California does. Well, I've heard about them talking about like um, Washington, part of Washington seceding and becoming part of Idaho. What time is it? It's about 11:50 in the morning here. No, my mom's still in the rehab place, but she's getting a lot of visitors, and that kind of makes her happy. And she also kind of likes the fact that the weather is kind of moderating a little bit. It's been a hot summer there, and I guess they're finally starting to get into fall. When you hear the new theme song on the videos, it's going to be a couple more. I got a couple more videos because there's two more Meow Wolves that have to come up. I'm sort of halfway thinking that I may do a video today on making the intro video. And so I probably wouldn't include the intro video in a video on making the intro video. So it may be a week or so. Like I said, I got two of them that are already uploaded, so I'm not going to bring them down and change them, but it'll come about at some point. I got to spend some time, like I said, making a video. Yeah, I hope they have better plans for that too. She needs to be watched a little closer because I think she's just got to teach herself that maybe she has to do more things sitting down and not trying to stand up. Ooh, to Alaska. Alaska would be a fun place to visit, but I don't think I'd want to live there. How old is Mother Superior? I don't think she'd want me saying. She's old enough to know better. Yeah, see, another vote not to change anything on the vlog. I said it a little earlier. I'll say it again. It's very possible I may, change back to not doing music at the beginning of the video. We're going to run it for a little while, see what we think, and we may do a vote later on. Should we eliminate that? I'm open to the idea. A lot of people said they like the fact that it's no nonsense getting into my videos. You get the theme, or you get the little picture at the front, and then I'm right into it. Only Apple would sell a pencil for $130. If I retitled the vlog, what would it be? I don't know. I've thought about that because at this point, you know, the connection to Disneyland isn't really that important, but it would be very, very difficult to retitle the vlog right now because part of the web address to get to me includes the words escaping the mouse. So I think I'm kind of stuck with that. Like I said, I don't know. What would you call it if it was your choice? What would you call my vlog? That's a good discussion starter here. Yeah, I would do animation, but I don't, Jordan has all the connections with people like that. I don't know anybody who could do the animations. Eric thinks it should be that's not how it's done. I don't know how good that would be though, because that wouldn't fit into most of what the vlog is about. Because I mean, would you accept a recipe advice or a recipe suggestion from somebody whose vlog was called "That's Not How It's Done"? The man from Waco, Texas. Jordan suggested the wacko from Waco, but I guess that was supposedly Billy Joe Shaver. But he's dead. He's not using it anymore. Have an animated mouse running away from Disneyland. That'd be funny. Man, two cats and a tortoise. World according to Breck. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Bye bye Disney. Well, that's sort of what escaping the mouse is. Breck's Trek. There we go. Or just get rid of the S and it's just Breck Trek. That would tie into my Star Trek nerd stuff. Frame myself up a little better here. I'm supposed to be a professional here. I should know better than this. Yes, even Bite agrees. It's like, what are you thinking? All right, well, whip something up, Eric. Let me see what you got. Hello, missing kids. How are you? Welcome to the vlog. Bite Nibbles and me, Breck, huh? Yeah. Coming over to smell my hands. Does it smell like kitty treats? Oops. I just dropped it here. It's usually your job to drop the kitty treats, isn't it? You klutz. It's like feeding Shamu. You got to keep your finger out of the way. You lose a finger doing that. Now my fingers smell like kitty treats, don't they? Yeah, so you just tried to beat my thumb because you thought it was a kitty treat. You have a V on your face, Bite. I guess he's done with us now. No more kitty treats, so nuts to that. Going back to his room. There he goes, a walk of shame. See if we can get Nibble to make an appearance here. At least we got all your pets to make an appearance, right? I don't hear her. So you'll sometimes, we got all those shelves in there. You'll hear her jumping from one shelf to another, but I don't hear that right now. No such luck. Yeah, maybe I hear her now. That might coax her out. Yeah, there she is. Got her make an appearance. There's the Nibble. Don't get her out very much, but she does come out. Best way to assure that Bite doesn't get all the kitty treats is to put somebody out there that she's got to get a few. She's still looking around here. Bite gives up too easy. The Nibble will kind of wander around. See, there's still a few of them back there, and she's snapping them up because Bite gets distracted too easily. Looking around for some more, but doesn't see any more. All right, there we go. Your cat looks at you like you're crazy. I don't know, maybe you are. Maybe the cat knows you better than you know yourself. Any new projects on the horizon? I still want to build a shelf for the rock collection, but it's too hot to be in the garage right now. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting into fall and maybe winter because that'll be a better time for doing that kind of thing. You may recall a couple of years ago when I was building that table for the back wall there. I did that around Christmas time, and that was the perfect time to do that because I could keep the garage door closed if it was too cold, or have it open, if it was just kind of a nice day out. You're talking about this thing, Tracy, because that isn't actually quartz. That's called Labradorite. I showed that a little earlier. I aimed it a little bit so it catches a light really quick, really nice. But I love this stuff. I love how it glows. I've been looking at this piece at that rock shop every time I went in there from the first time I went in there. And like I said, every time I went there, I said, "Oh, I got to get that. I got to get that." And every time I found something else I like. But last time I went there, I said, "Okay, I can't wait anymore. I got to get this thing." So that is now a part of my collection. Look at how beautiful that is. I got several pieces of this Labradorite. You got to get the angle just right to get it to glow. Yeah, so you get it right about that angle, and then you get too much off axis, and it goes away. So that's sort of I'm kind of aiming it a little bit so you get the best light because it does. It's really a beautiful piece. Need a slingshot and slingshot the cat treats across the roof. I'd probably end up hitting them though. That's the only problem with that. Cats stare at the same spot on your head. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they know something. Maybe they see something you don't know about. Yeah, it's a big piece. Probably about the size of a softball. Yeah, the Gallery 11 place is open different days now. They used to be Wednesday through Saturday. Now they're open Thursday through Sunday, so I can actually go there 2 days a week now. Probably run down there today because there were a couple of things I saw last week that I just couldn't afford at the time. Uh, so I'm hoping they still have them. They're starting to know me as a customer, and so they're getting to the point now where when I walk into the store, it's like, oh, I want to show you this, oh, I want to show you that. I get the feeling also they're getting to the point where they get things, that they think, oh yeah, Breck's gonna like this. Adam's Family is awesome. I love the original Adam's Family. I got the whole thing on DVD. Yeah, well, and I think they recognize that I am a regular customer and I come in and I spend a lot of money with them. You like the TV show better than the movie? Yeah, I think I agree. Although I do like the movie, the first one especially. I thought that one was great. I like Christopher Lloyd as Fester. That's not a role that I would have ever pictured him as, but he pulled it off. He was a great Uncle Fester. Have I watched Wednesday? No. Is that related to the Adams family? I like Ted Cassidy as Lurch. He was great. Yeah, I got the series on DVD, but only one movie. I did see the other one on what Netflix or something recently. Maybe it's Paramount Plus. I have those are the two streaming services I have is Netflix and Paramount Plus. Yeah, I guess I read that too. That Ted Cassidy also played Thing. Tim Burton produced Wednesday. That's interesting because that could be good. Tim Burton. I like a lot of stuff Tim Burton does. He's a great director. Like a lot of the movies that Tim Burton has done. I gotta watch Ed Wood again. That's a great movie. Anyone ever see that one? That's a Tim Burton flick. So is Wednesday, is that a movie or is it a TV series or a series? I heard they're making a Beetlejuice too. I'm not interested really. That's another one that you'll never be able to be as great as the first one. I think a lot of times sequels ruin the original because especially when they rush them out. Now, honestly, they're not rushing out Beetlejuice 2, but they're trying to recapture. The only thing I hate more than sequels, though, for the most part, um, is remakes. Yeah, yeah. I got the sign for the billboard for Silo of Screams. That's gonna go up in Waco in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to seeing that. How awesome is that? I'm gonna be on a billboard. John sent me that the other day and said, "Yeah, this is going up in Waco." I'm pretty sure he chose that billboard. I'm sure it's not going up everywhere. I'm sure he's got probably a bunch of them that are going up, but I'm sure he chose that particular image because it was in Waco and that's where I am. He knows that's where I am. I think the only remake movie that I ever thought was as good, if not better than the original, was Dawn of the Dead. I think the zombies were a lot scarier. But other than that, remakes, it's like, why? Okay, Eric's saying that Wednesday is a series. Okay. You know, a lot of people ask if I'm getting paid for for them using my likeness. I mean, it never dawned on me. I think it's so awesome that I'm going to be on a billboard. I mean, how many of you have been on a billboard? Oh, I probably will stand in front of it and take a picture. I'm thinking that scene. If you ever saw Entourage, when drama was on, was where there's a billboard for his TV series Five Towns, and he proceeded to stand in front of it, and he wanted to stay there until somebody recognized him. And of course, nobody recognized him, which made it all the more funny. But yeah, I'll definitely get a picture of myself in front of it. I've been told where it's going to be, so and when it's going up. Yeah, I didn't hear a whole lot of things about a lot of good things about Oppenheimer too. That would have been something that it could have been a really good historical biopic, but I didn't. And I halfway thought about seeing it, um, but when I started hearing people just rag on it, it's like, yeah, no thanks. You know, I haven't been to a movie in years, and you know that maybe could have been one I um, might have done, but nope. Dress up the same as the billboard. I don't know. I think people might look at me strange walking around Waco Boulevard wearing a bloody apron and a bloody mask with my hair all messed up. They think I'm some sort of a psycho. It's funny. I posted that picture on my Facebook page a couple of days ago. A bunch of people commented. I didn't even realize it was me in the picture. Well, I guess that's better than giving them a shout out. You know, if you're going to give them a shout out, that's better than like blocking them or something like that. Epic Paul's Lottery, huh? A picture on put all their names on the list and throw a dart at it, and if their name gets hit, they're blocked. Get hauled away by the police. They'll probably come after me with a net. I've been known to do both read the book and see the movie. Might make the news if they dress up like on the billboard. Yeah, I know. Small time Wacoan vlogger gets arrested and committed. That would be the news headline. Fight's coming back. All right, well, we're done with one glass of water. Let's move on to the second here. Billboard killer comes alive. Yeah, there you go. You gonna come up and visit, Bite? How's Beth doing? Did she get herself a tortoise? Beth seems to be doing fine. I guess what she did recently, she's wanted to have kids for a long time, but I guess she found like a foster kid that she's got now, and that's sort of the big thing going on in her life. Did she get a tortoise? No, but um, her sister, she's got an older sister, has a couple of kids, and their kids were really enamored with Flash, and I guess they got a tortoise. And the younger kid Coral, I guess, is likes to pull their tortoise around in a wagon, which is kind of funny. I don't know if I can find that picture here. That was a while ago, so it might be hard to find. Let's see here. Let's start by going to the they're way into the animals here, so they got dogs and chickens and stuff like that. Looks like they got a new puppy. You have to go way back in time because that's when the picture was out. Yeah, yeah. There's Coral pulling their dog or their tortoise around in the wagon. So yeah, I mean, they got one. I haven't done any more ice cream vlogs. I'll do some eventually. I haven't done a cooking vlog in a while. I got to do one of those. I don't want it just to turn into the ice cream channel. Although I do love the ice cream maker. Yeah, yeah. I think Beth would really like to adopt the girl. I don't know what they named their tortoise. Does it say in the? Uh, yeah, I escaped from the picture and went back to the top of their timeline, so I got to go find it again. Okay, I guess they call it Aztec. Yeah, this is supposed Aztec is out of hibernation. Coral is obsessed and carrying him everywhere. She said she let him. She was letting him walk on the grass by the front door when I went out to check soon or her soon after she was pulling around the wagon. She hopes they hope they she likes the attention. So Aztec is the name. Okay, losing Gene again to church. Ice cream with Breck. Yeah, I don't know. That's not what the whole vlog about is about. I mean, escaping the mouse sort of works because I mean that's it's me getting throwing Disney to the curb and moving on with my life and kind of that's what the whole vlog has been about everything that came after. When does Flash lay eggs? Usually right after she comes out of hibernation. Usually within a month or so of hibernate of the end of hibernation. Who knows what the future of the vlog is? I'll keep doing this as long as I can, as long as people watch, as long as I feel like I'm accomplishing something. I mean, I enjoy doing it. It definitely keeps me focused and keeps me moving forward. I doubt I'd be half where I am with the house if it wasn't for um, if it wasn't for the vlog keeping me going. Goals. I mean, I still want to go do some want to do some national parks. It's just sometimes that's hard with work and with me getting more responsibility at work. That's obviously that's got to be the priority is work because that's what pays the bills. Haven't done a silo vlog yet. I mean, I did a couple. I've done some in the past. No, not yet. I'm still waiting on the promotion. We'll see. Anytime now. Hopefully, I know the boss interviewed the last person on Friday. So, and he told me that he was going to do that and then put his recommendation in by the end of the day on Friday. I don't know if he did. And it may be Monday before HR gets to it. And then they got to send me a letter of, an offer letter and all that stuff. I don't know. It'll happen when it happens or it won't. It's all a waiting game. I really should drink more. Well, Flash's eggs are unfertilized, so it's like chicken eggs. It's not going to ever turn into anything. And I thought about at one point, getting a male gopher tortoise and seeing if we get some babies. But I read a bunch of times from people saying, yeah, you don't want to do that because you're not going to get one baby. You're going to get like 30 babies. And then you got to figure out what to do with them. And it would probably be 30 babies like every year. Give them to you and Beth. Okay, what do I do with the other 28? Maybe that's why she tries to escape. Yeah, maybe. Well, that's one of the things I kind of read about gopher tortoises. They tend to be kind of solitary. So, she doesn't seem to have any problems. She has everything she wants. She seems to be happy and healthy and plenty to eat, plenty of places to hide. I still don't know all the places she hides. There's sometimes at night I go looking for her. I don't know where she is. It just shows she knows the yard better than I do. Yeah, that's probably what's going on, Susan. Visiting her husband and kids. No, I'm pretty sure she can't get out of the yard. The yard so far seems pretty flash proof. Do you remember before I brought her over here? I put those stone bricks along the fence line all the way around the house, so she couldn't tunnel under the yard, under the house, or under the fence and get into the neighbor's yard. Possum might be helping her make a break for it. I don't know. Oops, sorry, I just punched my laptop. How rude was that? Right. So you're not only a shoe addict, you're a cologne addict, huh? Sounds like you're just an obsessive person, Eric. Huge. Right, exactly. It goes with the shoes. Do you pair up the shoes and the cologne? It's like, okay, I'm wearing this shoe, so I got to wear this cologne. And maybe you just need to wash your shoes and you don't need the cologne, right? But Susan wants a tour of your closet, Eric. Darth has been to Cologne. But have you been to shoes? All right. Well, clean shoes are important. But he's got that girlfriend he's got to impress. So what is it? ZZ Top says every woman's crazy for a sharp dressed man. Chicks like guys who dress for success. There you go. I guess I'm not dressing for success because I just wear jeans and a t-shirt to work. Tara thinks I need to name my village, huh? Brexville? I don't know. Oh yeah, because the chicks are beating my door down. On the plus side, I hear they love it when you call them chicks. It is true. It is better than old hens. Yeah, I know. Hiya Tootsie, that would really go over well today. I mean, 100 years ago, that was one thing, but yeah, I got a DVD collection of Three Stooges too. They're great. Chicks together, cluck together. You gotta enunciate on that. That could really go south really quickly. Should a guy ask you if you get introduced, if he can interest you in some original sin? What did you say? Better than broads. I don't know. I think they're all kind of on the same level there. What about dames since we're doing old terms here? It's between you and the priest. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, Susan. We don't have Rhonda here to keep the conversation going. We just shared too much. You and your other camera operator are going to start vlogging together. One vlog, you're going to dare the sideline reporter to chug a cold Sprite. There you go. Yeah, Stooges were awesome. Iggy Pop wasn't bad either. There's a little inside joke for you. Who's my favorite Stooge? I'd say it would have to be Curly. Yeah, I miss him not having Rhonda here every week, but she's a worker. I don't know. Is she on strike now though? Maybe that's what she's out. Maybe she's striking today. Yeah, UAW is on strike. Ask me how much I care. I don't. There's a film bio. What on the Three Stooges or Iggy Pop and the Stooges? Yeah, yeah. Charlotte and Logan are apparently quite a handful. Apparently, it was Logan's birthday a couple of days ago. Stooges' grandkids have a vlog. That's interesting. Are they knuckleheads? I don't know. Maybe. No, we haven't really talked about it, but I think what Jordan does, and I don't know for sure, but I think what he does is he goes like someplace and then does a whole bunch of vlogs, gets them up and posted, and then he takes some time off and does his own thing, and then he goes does more. So I don't. It seems like he's always on the road, but I think he's probably home quite a bit because I bet you he goes out and for a week or 10 days or something like that, does 20, 30 vlogs, and then takes time off. Yeah, I think you sent me pictures of Jeremy and John's high school pictures. What was he in? He played a character named Arnie. I mean, I remember. I basically what I remember Jeremy Piven in is he played Ari Gold on Entourage. I thought he was great on that. I also saw him in a movie called Really Bad Things, and I hate that movie. That movie is horrible. Called Curly's Grandson and Shimp's Grandkids Come On Too, huh? That's wild. Yeah, yeah. The only famous people I went to high school with are some of the members of the Offspring. Oh, that's what you're talking. Yeah, as Ari Gold. Yeah, yeah. He was great on that. He was one of my favorite characters of Entourage. I like the really dysfunctional characters on that show, and there's like three or four really great ones. The interactions between Ari Gold and Lloyd are awesome. I like the character drama. The Masterpiece Theater series. I mean, I never really watched that. Yeah, drama has some very endearing qualities, but he also gets themselves into a bunch of just outrageous situations. That's why I like his character so much. Mr. Selfridge, huh? Yeah, like I said, I've never watched Masterpiece Theater. Yeah, Guided by Voices is doing their 40th anniversary tour right now. Hard to believe they've been going strong for 40 years, but yeah, I guess the first album came out in '83. I gotta I got an original pressing of that album. Let me find it for you. Hang on. There it is. Yeah, that's an original Forever Since Breakfast. Only 500 of those in the world. I heard at the time. I guess Bob was so embarrassed by the album that he actually wanted to scrap it. And for many years, he didn't want to do repressings of it, but it kind of became a cult classic. And eventually they re-released it on CD a number of years later, CD and vinyl. But yeah, that's one of the originals right there. How cool is that? Not everybody has one of them. I got some cool Guided by Voices vinyl. Oh, there's Jeff Kidd. You met Jeremy Piven, huh? That's cool. He's eating Mexican food. All right. In a loud restaurant. Mexican restaurants generally are. Since Jeff can't hear us, we'll do it this way here. Oops, I guess it helps if I click on the field first, right? It would be fun to see Guided by Voices again. Unfortunately, they don't tour in Waco. They'd have to go down to like Austin or something like that. And I don't know, are they got any tours going on right now? I mean, I know they've been kind of touring with the 40th anniversary thing, but Bob's kind of getting to the point where he's not a kid anymore. Let's see, we have any tours here? Tour, there we go. Baltimore, Maryland, New Jersey, Atlanta, North Carolina. Yeah, nothing current here. And that's the only thing they got, and that's all their touring in October. So no tickets yet. And the one in Baltimore, I guess, is already sold out. Let's see what the Guided by Voices 40 merch is here. Classic vintage Guided by Voices t-shirt. Guided by Voices hat. Oh, that one's cool. Another t-shirt. 40 years sweatshirt kind of thing. Buns, pins. Beer 40-year Guided by Voices beer cozy. Oh, you can get a limited edition Um, 20-inch drum head. That's cool. That'd be great for collectors. You got three different ones here. You got that one, you got that one, and that one. That would be a cool drum head. I got that coffee mug image on a t-shirt. All sorts of fun stuff here. I hear the new "We Didn't Start the Fire." Is that a cover? There was a who was the band that did that song? We went to acting class with both of them. You're talking uh, John and Jeremy. Congratulations, Jeff. I know you can't hear us, but 5 years without cancer. That's great news. I was into Billy Joel more in the past. I don't know, not so much. I got a couple of his CDs. He had his moments. He had a few great songs. Piano Man's a great song. Okay, yeah, that's. I started thinking, yeah, he's the one that did "We Didn't Start the Fire." That was what I was thinking. Is that what that's a cover of, Eric? Of of a Billy Joel song? I just saw yesterday on Facebook that the last surviving member of the Monkees has released a cover of REM's "Shiny Happy People." I think I could have picked better um, uh, songs to cover from REM. Yeah, I never really was got into Fall Out Boy. I don't think I could think of any songs that he did. Yeah, I agree. He was better before Christy Brinkley. In fact, I kind of stopped listening to him after that. 52nd Street is a good album. I can't even think of any other albums from that era. Big Shot was a good song. Piano Man was a good song. Scenes from an Italian Restaurant is a good song. Yes, it did. Early 80s definitely had. Okay, so it's probably a different song, just the same song. I don't know if Uptown Girl blows, but it's not one of his better ones. Yeah, yeah, Uptown Girl was definitely about Christie. I think that whole album was sort of about Christie. Yeah, don't sit on my $1,000 album bite. Same song but different events. Okay. Music videos. There you go. We don't hear much about those anymore. Gene doesn't like the video for I don't know if I ever saw the video for Uptown Girl, I gotta admit. Can't remember the last time I listened to Billy Joel. Hey, Spaniel Mom. Right in at the end here. Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of Billy Joel albums. I'm trying to remember songs here. Sorry, Mike, scared you away. Yeah, see, I think this is the one that had all the Christy Brinkley songs on it. 52nd Street is a good one, and Piano Man is a good one. Let's see what's on these albums. Uh, Ballad of Billy the Kid is on there. Captain Jack. Captain Jack is a good song. Big Shot. That's a Big Shot. Honestly, or My Life. And the title track 52nd Street. That was a decent album. Innocent Man. Okay, Uptown Girls on that album. So I guess that's when he was kind of getting into the Christy Brinkley thing. Longest Time. That was an okay song. Yeah, I mean he had a few good tracks. Like I said, I don't think it held up over time, and there aren't all I don't ever get out there and say, gee, I could really go for some Billy Joel right now. Tracy's checking out. Yeah, we're coming to the end here too. So Fridays in fifth period, we learn about emotional support, where we do special interaction and share our feelings and thoughts. Yikes! Oh man, I'm sorry, Eric. That's horrible. Yeah, he had his 15 minutes definitely. Hey, Breck. Yeah, in right at the end, but that's okay. Beach Boys had their moments too. Pet Sounds was a great album. I remember I had a couple of friends that used to listen to the Beach Boys like nonstop. And so, I mean, I listened to it a little bit, but never was a huge fan. My mom was actually a Beach Boys fan, probably still is to some extent. ZZ Top, they had, I think Eliminator was a good album. A lot of people really like it. They're really big here in the South, as you might expect. They're a good Southern rock band. Except I don't feel dirty when I live stream. Thanks, Darth. Appreciate that. Looks like we're kind of winding down here. Everybody's kind of checking out. So we'll give it another minute or two. If anybody's got any last thoughts for this week, speak now or hold your peace for a week. God, that sounds kind of nasty, doesn't it? People tend to frown on me when I hold my peace. You're welcome, Gene. Thanks for coming in. It's always good to talk to you. It's good to talk to all of you. Still waiting on the promotion. It should happen anytime here. I know the boss had his final interview on Friday, and he said he wanted to have his decision into HR by the end of the day. I don't know if he actually did that or or what. Yeah, talking about things that sound nasty. Good lick. We're just going off the rails here. Good lick with my piece, huh? I think we're going to end on that. Thanks everyone for watching. We had a good time today. See you next week.